We all carry a mental ledger of the choices we wish we could take back. We replay alternative paths in our minds, carrying the heavy burden of a theoretical, unlived past. This behavior points to a persistent human hypothesis. If we had simply made a different decision at a critical crossroad, our lives today would be objectively happier. Author Matt Haig decided to put this exact thought experiment to the test. He created a protagonist named Nora Seed to serve as the extreme endpoint of living in regret. At 35 years old, Nora hits absolute rock bottom. She loses her music shop job, calls off her wedding, alienates her brother, and loses her only companion, her cat. Convinced that every single decision she has ever made is incorrect, Nora writes out goodbye notes to her brother and her landlord. She swallows an overdose of pills, lies down, and waits for the end. But this absolute bottom serves as a catalyst. Instead of fading to black, the abstract question of what if becomes a literal, measurable trial. Nora wakes up. The clock on the wall reads exactly 0000, midnight. She is standing in a vast, infinite space, positioned squarely between life and death. Waiting for her at the front desk is Mrs. Elm, her old-school librarian, acting as the neutral administrator of this strange new environment. Mrs. Elm explains the mechanics. Every diverging path, represented by a glowing book, contains a parallel reality created by a different choice. If Nora finds a timeline where she is perfectly happy, she stays. That specific branch becomes her permanent reality. She now holds an impossible opportunity. She can systematically test her regrets, isolate the variables, and engineer a flawless existence. The trials begin with the love test. Nora pulls the book about her ex-fiancé, landing in Arctic Norway, where the two of them work as glaciologists. The work is meaningful, but the flaw surfaces immediately. Because she lacks the organic memories of building this life, she feels entirely disconnected from her husband. She is an imposter in her own marriage. So she tests raw ambition. She reaches the Olympics as a professional swimmer, and then commands stadiums as a global rock star. The physical pressure and extreme fame yield suffocating isolation. Worse, the chaos of the music industry drives her brother Joe into severe substance addiction. Seeking warmth, she pivots to the adventure test. She enters a reality where she fulfilled a lifelong dream to open a cozy pub in Australia with her best friend Izzy. The pub thrives. The environment is idyllic. But she soon discovers Izzy is dying of aggressive cancer. Tragedy cannot be edited out of existence. The hypothesis breaks down. Systematically altering past choices does not eradicate suffering. It simply trades one set of human problems for another. Between these lives, Nora encounters Hugo, a rare traveler navigating his own library for years. He is addicted to jumping between realities. Hugo has become a ghost, navigating lives he never intends to keep. By chasing every possibility, he has essentially opted out of actually living. Nora nearly falls into the same trap until she lands in California. She finds a peaceful routine, a rewarding job, a home, and a dog. Her shoulders drop. She finally feels at ease. But this comfort has a cost. Securing this specific reality meant erasing herself from her original timeline, effectively abandoning the friends and family who relied on her connection. Suddenly, the physical space around her starts to crack. Books plummet from the shelves. Her physical body is shutting down. The theoretical phase is over. The collapsing library enforces an inescapable deadline. Nora must stop hiding in alternate realities and decide if she actually wants to survive. Standing among the ruins of the library, Nora sees that no amount of engineering can remove pain. Regret isn't a symptom of a wrong choice. It's an inevitable byproduct of having choices at all. Her original existence in Bedford lacked perfection, but it held quiet connections she had overlooked. The life wasn't a failure. It was just unfinished. She screams into the collapsing void that she wants to live. A monitor beeps. She wakes up in a hospital bed, surrounded by doctors. Alive. Nora slowly returns to her ordinary routine. She repairs her relationship with her brother. She teaches piano to neighborhood kids. She gets back into the pool, swimming for joy rather than achievement. We spend so much energy measuring ourselves against the things we didn't do, but we don't need to acquire a different life to find happiness. We just need to look at our current, unfinished lives with a different perspective.